Welcome again, everyone, to Jerry's Old Guy Review and what we're going to call Aftermath. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I got about 5 minutes of the video of the crawling event, and it was only, I was only there for 4.5 hours, eye candy. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is really hard to be excited about an event and try to film. So I ran into technical problems with the camera, with charging issues, taking breaks and trying to charge things. It was horrible. So I'm basically just going to release those little snippets. One video's almost 2 minutes, the other one's almost 3 minutes. And they include both of these trucks. So today's video is mainly about my eyes and the opening and the pure enjoyment from these particular vehicles. Now, Ron Phoenix told you had a leaky shock. Well, it's probably empty now. I didn't take it off and mend it. I thought it would be fine, but as you can see, kind of sorta, it's just sagging. But meanwhile, because of the Vanquish's reputation, I felt that in the second scale RC crawler trailing event that I was going to run the Scx10.3 in the longest section, and then I was going to run Ron in the technical section. Well, Ron Phoenix, with the short wheelbase, I figured would be a dead-on winner. Well, that's the joy of building these and taking them out and tweaking on them. Because at 7 pounds, 3.5 ounces, and the weight is mostly up front because the battery tray is here, everything else is up front, not a lot of weight in the back. Well, I'm gonna fix that because I've got this nice fuel cell in back that the top comes off. I'm gonna put weight in there, and then I'm gonna put a spare tire on it to weigh this rear end down, because I literally think that this truck would almost have been perfect. But where we were running, where you're going to see in even the short sections of the video that I have, I'm going to make a new video when Dalton, the collaborator of the event, releases his video. He was running around like a loony. I was there. He'd already been there numerous times. So he was more focused on getting the whole group. I was more focused on having the best day that I'm going to say. Oh, pardon me. All year. I had so much fun. It was the Fairbanks RC Club. I showed up in representation of Old Guy Review and O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Arctic Wings RC showed up. Our giveaways were epic. Jeremy at Arctic Wings gave away a brand new Slash, I don't even know what it's called. Brand new, nobody's even seen one yet. But in Fairbanks, Alaska, we have a brand new Raptor Slash running around. And then he teased me with it all day. But I ran the Gladiator for the longest amount of time. And I'm going to tell you, I was iffy. I was iffy on calling this truck the flagship for the channel. Well, guess what? This truck still is and will be for a while the flagship of the channel. But we'll get back to that. Let's start with Ron. So Ron Phoenix took a tumble. Well, let me back up for one more second. So Dalton says, come on over to our hill that we crawl on. We've been spending a ton of time to get it fixed, get it in order. It's not a hill, it's a friggin' mountain. And you'll see in the first video that I release, before it got stopped midway through, screwed the whole thing up, and I didn't even know. So I was continuing on, trying to film, but yeah. I go up to get some B-roll for the initial showing of the course, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. But neither one of these trucks have I touched since the event. Now, Ron Phoenix took a tumble, and once again, lightweight, going down an incline, skipped right over, rolled, came back on his wheels. But you will see, we're going to look on the bottom. So for all you guys, when you hear about me painting the axles, this is paint, well-dried, clear coat, doesn't matter when it comes to shale rock. So the whole rear pumpkin is sawed up. The front pumpkin, all of that paint has just been removed. But, you know, strangely, the belly pan has no scratches on it. The A-arms, or not the A-arms, but the links, all the links, let me see here. Nope. Drive shaft didn't even get scuffed. This truck just creeps along excellently. Now, I see that I've got some dirt. Let's get it out for the first time. I've got some dirt up here. But I also, we can see where the shock oil's been dribbling. And it's all over this front pumpkin. Yep, I'm going to have to revise that technique. But let's see. Oh, let's discover things. So, taking the roll, we've got some scuffs on the 3M. We've got some scuffs up on the window. We definitely have some scuffs up on the roof. We have a nice scuff here on the door. There's actually a dent where it took its tumble, but you know, Ron Phoenix is going to be working. We're going to put some weight in it. Let's see. Go up top here. Oh yeah. So we've got scuffs from when it rolled, but you know, they're not bad. Character. Not a lot on this side. Nothing on the back. The rear bumper's not even scuffed. The front bumper, you know, with my paint, with the 3M, and then the paint, you know, it's scuffed up a bit. Oh, we got some scuffs on the hood. You know, and there was guys that have viewed the channel there. Oh, I got some scuffs on the front too. But you know what? A little bit of extra weight and we're going to take Ron out again. But let's see. No scuffs on a little bit of scuff on one of the axle rings. But not too much. Now, any of you who know, this whole mountain is shale rock. So there we go. Ron is all cleaned up. He's going to get some more weight, and we're going to try her again. She is scuffed, or he is scuffed up. Let me see the door handles. Oh, door handle's a bit scuffed. But meanwhile, it's still on. Very excellent driving truck. I'm still completely in love with the VS410. And for the price of this kit, even hell, the price for the ready to runs, you can't go wrong with this truck. So what are we going to do? We're going to put Ron back in his space. He gets a break. He's got some character scuffs. Let's get rid of this thing. We'll discuss that one day. But now, the flagship literally was on its side one time at the very end. Let's see. We've got some nice scuffs here. Buddy came over, flipped me back over. But meanwhile, this thing, which I'm going to tell you with my notes, this truck, for those of you who didn't watch the build video on this truck weighs 9 pounds, 6.9 ounces, compared to Ron's 7 pounds, 13.5 ounces. So, I mean, this is 2 extra pounds of truck. You know, and it's hard and it's not cheap to add that kind of weight to one of these trucks. But I was blown away, and you know, a lot of other people were blown away by the creepy crawliness of this truck. Now, we had a lot of vehicles there. We had TRX 4 Sports. I'm going to tell you right now, it was a Traxxas heavy. But we had custom TRX 4s. We had stock sports. You know, I had my Axial. We had some just custom built trucks. I couldn't even keep track of how many different brands that were involved. Hell, we had a Traxxas Stampede. One of the adults brought his child who had a Stampede. And that kid, with, you know, input from a lot of things, a lot of people, you know, yeah, it had to be moved and positioned a few times. But meanwhile, that truck did fabulous. And it's nice to see some young hands. We had a lot of kids out, a lot of parents. We had one family with 2 TRX 4 Sports and an Ultimate hauler. Mama was driving the hauler. And I had brought mine, but I didn't do anything till toward the end when we were giving giveaways out. But this truck, you know, let's take this off from this time. So, you know, I changed up the electronics by putting a 55 turn axial motor in it. Other than that, the dig is disabled, so it wasn't using any dig. Never put the transmission 2-speed in it. So that's what it was running. This truck is as it sits from when I put heavier weight shock oil in it. Didn't do anything else other than all the weight and, you know, brass hubs, brass hub carriers. Yeah, it's got a lot of weight. But when you look at the bottom of this truck spent, my license plate came off. This truck spent hours out on the trail. And this thing creepy crawled so good that I've got, let's see, the brass around the hubs, rear hubs, is scuffed up. Let's see, the front ones aren't. My diff protectors are scuffed. My front connecting link is scuffed. Both bottom links scuffed. Center plate scuffed. Rear links and rear cover scuffed up. But the difference in the portals and the straight, I really had to concentrate with Ron. Because this area, as I said, heavy in shale. So I'm looking in here, and I'm looking for anything. I can't say, you know, this has got all this extra brass on it. This truck, the suspension, no shocks are leaking. This truck literally just spent the whole day just smooth as silk. And it's a long wheelbase. I was the only long wheelbase out there. And I expected this thing to be getting hung up everywhere. But testament to the truck and to the trail builders. You will realize that a lot of trails, it's down to who sets it up. And Dalton and the team set up some excellent, at one point I thought that the long wheelbase was going to catch me, and at the same time, right where I thought it was going to catch me, it saved me. This, I can put a lot of praise on Axial for this kit, but meanwhile, I'm going to have to put most of it on the upgrades, because this truck, wasn't much. I've heard lots of people, this is not a good performing truck. Well, when you throw a lot of weight on it, this truck in particular is just heavenly. And I can't wait to do more running with it. And I'm going to do some fine tweaking with Ron. And these two are going to, again, I'm going to try to make sure that these two go to every event this summer. And here we are playing with a friggin' thing again. I want to bring these to every event now. I want to have more events, bring these trucks with them, and see if the tweaks I'm going to do to Ron are going to help me out. So with that, stay tuned for the events videos. And, any of you got this Gladiator and you want a full list, go back in my channels from, I think it's 2 years now since I got this truck. And it's still going strong, and I love it. So you can go back and watch some of those videos, see what I did, and then, you can price out some stuff and see how much you want to do. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of cheap stuff done to this truck to make it look better, a lot of expensive stuff done. But, man, it is so gratifying when you build something and it basically exceeds your expectations. So, thanks to all of you. Thanks to Dalton for inviting me to the event. And we're going to continue on. Hopefully next time I'll do a better job. So I will talk to you on the next one.